Hi, I'm Brenda Schweder. I'm here to demonstrate how to create my steel wire and gemstone necklace featured in Bead Style's special issue called Everyday Gemstones. The first thing we'll do is to start creating the focal flower. The petals are made out of 16 gauge, which is actually rebar tie wire that you get at your big box home improvement stores. So from there, I'm just going to actually start bending wires or petal shapes. We're going to make a smaller pendant than the one that you've seen here. So I'm just roughly forming that first curve to the top of my petal. I'm just going to kind of mark it here where I would do it, and then change that. And then again with the crisp, I'm bending right at the point of contact, right at my pliers. Instead of sort of drawing it around, I want a nice crisp point to the petal tip. Then I'm going to draw this back, form it to my template. So taking this long lead, we want to wrap that sort of tightly around here. When I say tightly, it's not like we have to get our pliers in. This is really more intuitive and as we go. And then we can keep going back to our template as we go. But I'm kind of just eyeing it from here, and I'm just going to make another flower opposite the first. Then I come around again, make a third petal. So we're going for 5. So at this point, what I'm going to do is actually just cut that piece off. With steel wire, I want to make sure that we're using heavy-duty cutters. This is actually my new favorite cutter here. We're holding both ends, so we're not going to have any injuries to people around us. So right now we have our wire flower. To me, what happens to make it start looking like jewelry is when you start flattening it. It's sort of the miracle to me. And so we want to I use just a mini anvil here, and I'm just going to start pounding the flowers, the petals, to then start giving it sort of a petal shape, as well as hardening it and flattening it. So now that you've pounded all of your petals flat, we can clean the metal. What I like to do is anytime there's some mass to the metal, I clean it with a wire brush. If it's just a single strip, I'll clean it with a piece of steel wool. And either of those things would work in this case, but the brush makes a little faster work of it when there's more wire in one place. So that's pretty good. Now I'm going to introduce the stamen that you see here on the bigger piece. And how I do that is I've cut 4 of shorter lengths of 19 gauge wire. And I'm going to start over the top, and I'm just sort of going to kind of wind these around. I kind of start again, bending down at the center. And then I'll come back up and kind of get them ready. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create these little, what I call these fiddle heads at the top. There's a real name for that in flower language called an anthem, I believe. But then I just take my round nose pliers, and I actually want to snip these down because they are a little bit too long. But the point is to just give yourself just a little bit to turn that over. And you just kind of want to create a little loop at the top. So now that you've formed your anthems or what I call my fiddlehead tops, and you've got everything the way you want it, we need to create a bail, and this is what is going to attach the focal flower to the necklace. So we're going to use this lead, remember that first lead that we made, and we're going to create a hook bail. So I'm just going to, again, at the very base of this, make a nice crisp bend to it. And then with my round nose pliers, I'm going to form a hook and bail. Why I've chosen to do this bail more like an ear hook is that you can have it so that it's detachable from the necklace, and we don't want it to have this big of an opening here. At this point we can coat the petals and the anther and the stamen with the plastic dip. And this is available at any hardware store. We've chosen yellow to go with our beads that we've got. I've already mix this up, and you can see it's kind of the consistency of like an Elmer's glue. And what I've done is just use like an old pencil or something to mix it. What I want to make sure is that I have some paper toweling at the ready. Tip the can a little bit and put those other petals back in to do it. But you can also see that what I'd rather do is not have them all in one clump together. So I'll just kind of putz around with that and kind of separate them and make sure that that's all looking like I want it to.